Alright, I know it's been a little bit since I've updated you guys, but back at the bus. I actually just got back from Blytheville. Big bus meet. Woo, it was actually pretty fun. Got to meet a lot of good guys and gals, kind of see what they've done with their own coaches. There's a good amount of Scenicruisers, about 6 or 7 there I want to say, and then an assortment of other ones. There were supposed to be about 60 total. I think in total there was a little bit less than, but it was still a great turnout, great folks to meet. But anyway, gave my wife and I some ideas on what we want to do with 858. But anyway, back at the bus. I will be today going ahead and removing the transmission from there. I've got a cherry picker for a car engine cherry picker in my truck that I will use in a leveler for the transmission. I have to do one thing first before I do that. I've got a caster that did actually break on the Dolly, so I'm going to switch that out with one of the ones in the front. It's the caster that's in the middle, so it actually probably has the most amount of weight, but I'll switch it out with one of the ones in the front. Pull it out just a little bit more so I can get more clearance for the boom of the cherry picker, and I'll get started on that. Enjoy. Alright, we'll take that back. I have 2 casters that snapped. Both of the ones that the engine sits on top of on the passenger side. Well, I guess I'll learn my lesson. Next time I do this, I'll have steel casters. But I'll get that fixed, and we'll go from there. I'll probably use the casters, at least one in the far back one. I may just have the weight spread out across, but we'll see. Curious on the casters I was using, I got trailer tongue casters. They're from Farm and Fleet, Fleet and Farm. I know some of you guys have. They kind of flipped up the names. Their capacity is 1,200 pounds. I don't think that's correct. It could be close, but again, steel wheels are probably necessary. So don't get the poly ones like I got, because they will crack. Get steel. They will be probably about twice as expensive. These were about 15 bucks, 16 bucks each. I wish I would have gone and spent a little bit extra money to get the steels just to avoid this issue. But live and learn. It is actually nice and warm today. It's in the 60s, so I am super thrilled with this weather. Great time to work on the engine. So the reasoning behind the casters cracking, at least the backmost one, and it wasn't cracked when I left it a couple days ago, but it was pushing. I've got 3 steel plates. I just got these from the scrapyard. It was way cheaper than going to like a steel mill, getting used stuff from them. But there's 3 plates. As it was rolling, the bottom of the wheel actually pushed in the one end of the steel plate, and it kind of tried to pull it on top of the other steel plate that's in front of it. So that's the middle one. That's the heavier one too. So I've got it jacked up with a car jack, and I'm gonna just use a hammer to hit it back to where it's supposed to be. So it should the caster should roll from one to the other. We'll see how that goes. Here's what's left of the caster. That's not too good. That's it. Yikes. Here's the other part of it. You can see that. Alright, so what I'm doing, I've put the caster on the back one. It's actually flattening out part of the bottom of the wheel because it's poly, not steel. So what I'm doing now is I will be jacking up the cradle enough to pull the dolly out from under it and take the dolly home, order some new casters, try again. So yeah, so I'll be doing that. Enjoy. Alright, before the sun goes down, let me give you a quick tour of just the inside of the bay, and then I'll be done for the night. What I've been working on is taking the trailer and putting the axle back on it. I jacked up the bus, pulled the dolly trailer out from underneath of it. I was having a couple casters crack and one go flat. But here he is inside the engine bay. You've got the air conditioning unit sitting there, the radiator and fan hookup for that. You get your drive shaft and where the splines are for where it's separated, and I tied it up there. You got your shift linkage, your spring for the clutch. I've got I think it's original brake booster or one of what it would be replaced with, and then an aftermarket one there, just to give you an idea. So there's where the air goes in. I put the bolts back on there, again just kind of with the labeling of everything. And then you've got all my plugs that are on everything just to kind of close them off. I did mark this, the drive shaft, so if I go to undo the bolts and pull it, I know where it would line up. This is the transmission that I will be pulling, the 4-speed spicer, your shift linkage, clutch linkage down there. I gotta clean it up. It's really dirty. You can barely see the bolts. But once I clean, well, I don't know if I necessarily clean it up now, but undo the bolts, and that will get pulled off with a cherry picker. So that's it. Anyway, that'll be it for tonight. I'm gonna finish up with the trailer and call it an evening.